Does this make me look cool? No, it's not working as good as I thought it was. Hey you guys, I'm Alicia, aka La Poeta, and welcome to another comic review. Today I'm reviewing the first part of the Ms. Marvel series titled No Normal. To reiterate from my comic haul video, I'm definitely a noob to comic book reading. It's something I just started a couple months ago, and with that being said, I found Kamala Khan through Tumblr. I think it was some fan art, and I really liked the way she looked. As superficial as that sounds, it made me want to go out and get the comic. So just to help you guys get a good grasp of this series, I did take a copious amount of notes, so here we go. One of the very first things that I noticed about this was how comfortable of a tone that it has. Typically, I'm very nitpicky when it comes to writers trying to articulate what younger kids would do and say. Sometimes this can make it very difficult for the writer to target multiple different aged audiences. If it sounds too juvenile, a lot of adults aren't going to be willing to continue reading. If it sounds too adult-like, a lot of kids are going to be deterred from having a desire to keep going. I say all of this to say that Ms. Marvel does not have that issue. I would describe the writing to be seemingly adolescent, but it's in a very endearing way. It makes it very easy for the reader to connect with everyone around her, such as her friend Zoe and Bruno, and her parents, brother, and even the jocks at the high school. You definitely get the whole I'm just a normal girl who ends up being a superhero kind of vibe, which on its own ties into the whole storyline. Kamala is a high school-aged Pakistani-American girl who is also Muslim. One of the biggest dilemmas that she's faced with in this graphic novel is that she's kind of in the purgatory between Islamic traditionalism and Western culture. So not only is Kamala dealing with backlash from her classmates and things like that because they just don't really understand her culture or religion, but she's also getting backlash from her parents, people that go to the same mosque as her, as well as her brother, because they feel like she's straying away from the religion. The overarching theme of this book is definitely that of someone just trying to develop some form of self-identification, which is why I think this would be a really great coming-of-age graphic novel for teenagers to read, specifically girls, because she does have little like girly problems here and there. I think that a lot of aspects of this novel would really resonate with them, specifically those of arguing with parents all the time, seeking acceptance from people around you, while also trying to figure out who you really are. As an adult reading this, there were definitely some moments when I was like, yeah, that was 100% me in high school. Which again, for me to be able to relate to that as an adult proves that the writing in this comic is really great. It's very universal for all different age groups. To get into comparatives, a lot of this first book reminded me of Spider-Man. And I say that because in her first few instances of realizing that she had these powers, she had absolutely no control over them. Which I guess is kind of a common trope with most superheroes, but the fact that she's high school aged, very adolescent and juvenile, it kind of just, the similarities were a little uncanny. Also, it kind of reminded me of the last Spider-Man movie. If you guys haven't seen it yet, you need to go see it. What are you doing with your lives? But it reminded me of that because Spidey just wanted to be like the greatest superhero of all time, like overnight. And Kamala's kind of the same way. She's expecting all of this power, expecting all of this control right off the bat, and she doesn't really realize that it's something that still has to be developed, just like she has to develop as a person. It's so beautiful, this life. So I thought that aspect was really cute. Maybe one day they'll meet and then they can share ideas or get married and have kids. In general, I really enjoyed this graphic novel. The first book was very engaging. I'm definitely convinced that I want to keep reading this series, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do. The demographics of people that I would recommend this to are definitely younger girls who are just now getting into comics, who are maybe thinking about getting into comics. I think this is really engaging for them, and they might even be able to learn some stuff from it. Also, people who are new to comic book reading like I am, I think this was kind of refreshing to read because I've just been reading really heavy stuff like Greg Rucka's Wonder Woman, V for Vendetta, Watchmen, and things like that. So now reading Ms. Marvel, I kind of feel a little refreshed, and it definitely matches my personality type. So yeah, I really recommend it for honestly anyone, and if you're considering it, just go for it because I think you'd really enjoy it. That's all that I have for you guys. I hope that you found this review to be helpful. If you haven't yet, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and definitely comment some suggestions for me to read because I'm always open to new stuff. Until next time, see you guys later.